Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. This is the Locked On Cubs holiday party. So appreciate that you are joining us. If you are here live with us on YouTube, tonight is going to be an absolute pleasure to be here with you to celebrate you, the listener, you, the viewer, the Locked On Cubs audience over the last year or perhaps longer, depending on how long you have been with us. Maybe you've just been with us a few days and the event of the latest news with the Cubs. I do have a couple things I want to follow up on, Sam, with you, with the team as we are prepared for more news to go down possibly by Monday before the front offices take their holiday break for about a week or so. But very excited to do this third annual holiday party. And one thing I did want to say is, if you're watching the replay or listening, shout out to all the audio peeps on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We would love to know, hey, how did you find out about Locked On Cubs? How did you hear about the show? Not the holiday party, but the show in general. I would really appreciate if you put that in the comments as a roll call or hit us up on X. Sam, exciting times at Cubs land. A lot of reasons for optimism right now. Big time difference from last year where when the holiday party, we pressed record, the Cubs did not spend a single dollar as of yet. Times have changed.
2024 as a whole in Cubs land was a fairly somber season. It was uneventful, but really towards the end of 2023, it set up that 2024, whereas right now it feels like the end of 2024 is setting up this really exciting, fun, entertaining 2025, and I'm jacked up. I'm excited. I mean, I'm always excited when we do this, the holiday party, third annual, but it feels like there's a little extra juice in this one, and that might be because we traded for a certain lefty slugger that I believe is now sixth in the MVP odds or fifth in the MVP odds according to FanDuel. So I'm pretty excited, man. I'm pretty excited. Yeah. I love talking to our listeners. We got the best listeners on the planet, and I'm ready to rock and roll. And just remember, it's all about winning baseball games.
All right, well, let's start that up. Excited to present a lot of listeners with us on the program, some for the first time, some for the multiple time, second or third or so on. We really appreciate the chat active during the live show as well. And then I have some videos that listeners sent in recorded, Sam, that I think will be great as well. This is one of our day ones. This is Adam in Ohio. He's with us on the Locked On Cubs holiday party. What's up, Adam?
How we doing, Matt and Sam? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for being here. You must be very excited right now.
Man, I'm pumped. I'm so excited.
That's great. What was your first reaction when you found out Kyle Tucker was traded?
Well, you guys had teased it a little bit, some thoughts about it.
A lot.
No way. There's no way. We're the Cubs. Why not? Why would we? But yes, I'm so thrilled. Tucker is a great player, a great compliment to our team. I really feel like he's going to elevate us so much further than what Bellinger we wanted him to take us to. So just really excited about that. I like the small acquisitions as well. I don't mind getting Areta Paredes. So overall, I like where we're headed. I like how you guys project that we're going to leave Horner in the past and go forward. I'm a big Horner fan, big Nico fan. But I get it. I know we need some pitching depth. I'm the one that threw out ideas last year at the holiday party about getting MJ Melendez from the Royals when I thought they weren't going to try to compete.
I remember that. That.
And he's still with the Royals playing outfield, a little bit of a catcher for them. So, yeah. But I think the Royals have what we need, or the Orioles have what we need. They're pretty loaded up.
Okay, let's hear more.
Yeah.
So they are pretty loaded up with third base to the point to where the number one prospect, who was number 3 last year going into the year, Kobe Mayo, 6'5", 250, defensive third baseman.
Defensive tackle, or
I know, right? Bomb hitter. He hits fastballs. He hits curveballs. He hits the ball far. But he's a third baseman first. They've gotten him some first base time because they don't have room for him with Westberg up there. I mean, Westberg made the All-Star team last year. So we can go make a play for that. He's cheap. Well, it's right up Jed's alley. Well, why wouldn't we give up Alcantara? They lost Burns. So why wouldn't, I mean, they brought that 38-year-old from, overseas, but we could give up Assad. We could a proven starter or reliever, whatever you want. We could give up some of our prospect depth, and we could go get a guy for our future who is a lot like Chris Bryant.
I got to tell you, I really thought we would be able to warm up a little bit before we dove into the
trade ideas right away.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I'm writing down Colby Mayo, Adam, on my note.
Matt can write that down.
Colby Mayo.
Can I ask you a non-Cubs question?
Anytime.
So you're from and living in Ohio, right? I'm
in Ohio, yes.
Are you a Bengals or a Browns or a because I just want to say that I am. If the Bears screw up this head coaching hire, which I'm sure they will, this is the first time I've announced this publicly. If we are having the same conversation next year about the Bears, I'm done. I'm done. And I've never switched teams in my life. I've never done that. I'm loyal. Mm-hmm. If the Bears mess this up, I'm done. And the team I have my eye on, even though they're not having a great season this year, is the Bengals. Why? Because that's not me, picking the best team. They've never even won a Super Bowl. Yeah. And I really like Joe Burrow. So I was just wondering if you root for them.
Well, I'm a Buckeye, I'm a Cub, and my grandfather played pro football for 8 years. He was a drafted Bear from 47, and he won a championship at the Lions in 52, and then retired a Steeler. So those are my 3 teams, which is hard.
Pretty cool.
No, it's not hard at all. It's great. You could say you're a Bear fan, but then the Steelers are good every year.
And with the Buckeyes and Fields, I still stand behind holding Fields this year and going and getting an offensive tackle and trading back a couple of picks. I mean, I'm not a fan of Caleb. So, I mean, so if I were to jump ship, if I was you in your position, I like the Steelers, how they've always been built true. I mean, Tomlin's a great leader. He took it on after Cowher. I've watched that for that time frame. Detroit nowadays is very beautiful to be proud of. You got to have pride in what Campbell's doing over there. And then, the Bears are like the Cubs.
Well, shout out to your grandfather.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome, Adam.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us once again. I think this is appearance, 4 or 5, maybe?
I'm always here for you if you ever need me.
Thank you, Adam. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a great
best.
We wrote down the trade.
I have Reds friends who only watch Locked On Cubs.
Hey, thank you very much. Congratulate them on Tito Francona. It's a Hall of Fame manager.
Hey, I will. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Adam. Happy holidays to you, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great night. All right. You know what I want to do, Sam, is put up our names.
When people come on, Matt, or I don't remember. They'll come on with something for us, right? We don't have to ask them.
I think, typically.
Typically, okay. So
if they just want to, say hello, that's fine as well.
Because I didn't prepare a ton of questions. Like 0.
All right. This is the person that linked us together forever, Sam. He is my cousin. He is your best friend. His name is Nick Cozy, and he is the reason we're a podcast duo. He's the reason we're great friends, and he submitted this video.
Matt, Sam, shout out to you guys. Shout out to the show. Shout out to the everydayers. Happy holiday season to everybody, and hopefully a prosperous off season for the Northside Ball Club. Thank you to both of you for the community you guys have created. For the nonstop laughter and joy, and getting us through the rough times for the Cubs. What you guys have done since day one, since episode 1, is nothing short of incredible. I say this every time. It's been an honor to be a part of it since the beginning, to watch you guys grow, to watch the show grow. Thousands and thousands of views on lives, on ones that are pre-recorded. The numbers just keep growing. You two keep getting better and better. Can't wait for the 2025 season, for the 2025 season of Locked On Cubs. Keep doing these great things. Keep us with smiles on our faces as listeners, because we're going to keep tuning in. You guys are great. Thank you for everything. Shout out to the show. Go Cubs.
Nice sweater,
cozy, Sam. Yeah,
that's a nice sweater he had on. I haven't seen that one.
Oh.
No, that he had on.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Well,
nice tree in the background.
Yeah, that was really well color coordinated. I talked to Nick today for like an hour on the phone while I was at the grocery store. I was pedaling a cart.
Why so long?
And yeah, we tend to have long phone conversations. We don't really like talk about a lot. It was just kind of like having company as we're,
Nice Pat Hughes sweater, by the way.
Thank you. We got that together. I think it really shrunk because when we got it together, wasn't it like really big on us?
Here's Brady on the Locked On Cubs holiday party. What's up, Brady?
Not much, guys. I actually was just about to mention the sweater, and I was going to ask Sam if he got it in person or if he had to listen or sneak one out for him.
No, I was at the game. Matt and I both were there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Fine.
Great.
Good.
Great.
Energized.
We're pleased to be joined by you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on again. I just wanted to bring up one thing, and I know it's Cubs related. I don't think the Cubs have any chance at extending Kyle Tucker.
It's a Cubs show.
Tell you why. And I think it's probably the best for the Cubs in 2025. And the reasoning is any extension would come with significantly increasing the 2025 luxury tax price of Kyle Tucker to the point where they couldn't make any other additions for this year. It's about $17 million right now. Any extension would put him up in the $30 million range, probably over the luxury tax. And I just don't think it's going to happen, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that.
Brady, have you ever seen the movie The Grinch?
Yes.
Okay, because maybe you know what I mean. Yeah, no, I don't know.
I don't see it if an extension would kick in for this baseball season.
Well, yeah, if he signed an extension, I'm guessing it would be spread. The luxury tax would be spread out over 2025, included in that deal. Would be my.
I don't think so because he already do his arbitration stuff.
He hasn't. No, he hasn't settled yet.
Oh, he hasn't settled. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to extend him like before the season. That would be pretty surprising. But I think there's a better chance than a lot of folks think of him being a Chicago Cub in 2026. We'll have to see what it happens. But I'm not.
I just want to enjoy it right now.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. And my guess would be if you're right and it spreads out to 2025, they'll make some budget adjustments to make that work. Because at the end of the day, they're probably going to have to go over the luxury tax to extend them for 26 anyway.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So I'm sure if Jed's like, hey, I know we don't want to pay the repeater tax and all this stuff, but it's like, hey, if we could get an extension that's team friendly over 8, 9, 10 years that we really like, okay, we'll go over for 25 and figure out the rest later. So.
I actually had a question too about your recent comment about the Bears.
Yes.
So I've had this conversation because my wife's from Chicago, grew up, her entire family's Bears fans.
Yes.
And we're at the age where we've never seen Bears success.
Correct.
It's becoming very, I always hear about, the 85 Bears, that team was loved. Even the Super Bowl Bears,
they weren't that good.
No, they were. And also, for me, I was 11 years old. Like, I'm not, so what part of pressure is that on the McCaskies? Like, eventually you're going to lose people, I feel like.
They don't care.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. All I know is that since George McCaskey's taken over the Bears in 2011, it's been a dumpster fire. And if he cared, he would hire a president of football operations who would then be in charge of hiring the GM, and he would be totally separated from it. If they cared, they wouldn't care about Jim Harbaugh's personality, and they would just go after him because he's the best fit. They want to do things their way, and they're extremely unlikable. And it's been a dumpster fire basically since we've been alive.
Okay. And then last thing, Sam, I'm going to ask that you give Caleb till year 3.
No, I'm not out on him. I'm not out on him.
I know you said you're out on Bears. If you're in the same spot as an organization next year,
because they got nothing to do with him. It's way above him. If they miss on this hire, it just proves that the ownership they don't know what they're doing. I like the quarterback better than most. I'm not out on him. I'm out on who owns the team.
I'm right there with you. And then I'm going to end this with the same way I did last year. The holiday season is an awesome time for a lot of people, but there are a lot of people going through battles as well. So take some time to say hello to people, reach out, talk about the Cubs, the Bears, football, whatever you have connecting yourself to them. It'll make a big impact for people on the holidays. So thanks again, guys, for having me.
Brady, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate you being an everydayer and the interaction, especially.
Smart guy.
And don't feel free to follow these guys on Twitter. They do spaces as well where you can hop in and give your takes on all sorts of things too.
I talk to Brady probably more than I talk to my own family.
Appreciate that, Sam.
Yeah.
All right. See you, Brady.
Bye, guys.
He's always on. He said DMs and messages and stuff. I try and answer everybody.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I have embraced that in the last more really when the off season started, I have to say. All right. Well, great call from Brady, and just keeping track of our lineup here, Sam.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the queue tonight, but there's also some that couldn't join us live, yet they sent in some videos, and one of those is another everydayer of ours, really a day one, and his name is Big Rant.
Hey, Matt, Merry Christmas. Sam, Happy Hanukkah. And to everybody on Locked On Cubs, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's about 5 o'clock on Friday, the 13th.
Yeah.
And Cub fans, we are happy. Man, I am so glad with the signing of Kyle Tucker today. It made my weekend. I'm excited. I'm hoping to see what else is going to happen. Not only am I excited about the Cubs, but I'm excited about you guys at Locked On. What a great year you've had. Man, you had one of my all-time favorites on, Dave Kaplan. What a great show that was. I had followed Cap since when he did sports on WLUP, The Loop. Before he went to WGN, he was with the Loop doing sports, and I have followed Kaplan for years, just like I followed you guys ever since you came on, man. What a great show it's been, and it's just getting better. And I knew this thing would take off because you guys have a passion for our Chicago Cubs. I'm very happy for you. Sorry I couldn't be with you guys live on this one, but family obligations are even a little bit more important than Locked On Cubs. But I wish you guys the very best. Hope you have a great 2025. I wish everybody the very best. Take care now. Big Rant, I'm gone.
One of the best,
Big Rant.
man. One of the best.
Yeah. What do you remember about our first holiday party?
I just remember being in my old apartment, and I remember coming on, and when I came on, there was a bunch of people already on. Like I remember,
because it was everyone like there at the start or something.
Yeah, it was like, and I remember the Walkers were there, and I just remember like, and I usually like when I come on and we're off the air, I'll say something, just kind of between you and I started talking, and I saw like a bunch of people. And so, I remember that. And Big Rant, man, like I remember Big Rant just really quick. Like when
please.
When we first started, and when you first start, like when you do these things, man, like you're going to get negative feedback. Like it's how the business works. And it's like, if you let that get to you, you're not going to last doing this. And I just remember, the first couple of weeks, there's a couple people that were like, hey, man, like Sam, this guy's too loud. This guy's this, whatever. And Big Rant would just individually comment on all of them and defend me and defend you. And it was just,
wow.
It was really, he was outstanding. He was really loyal to us, early on.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Again, if you're watching the replay or listening on audio, we would love to know how you found our show in the first place. Leave a comment or send us a message on X. we know this next guest found our show and don't want to speak for him, but it maybe snowballed what he's up to right now. Sam, this is the setup man, Kyle Stanley. What's up, Kyle?
What's going on, guys?
I just finished watching your show. Like,
Thanks, man.
Too.
like literally, like 25 minutes ago.
Did you see Steele in the comments?
Yeah, I saw Steele, dude. I don't want to announce anything, but we're gonna be probably having him on maybe like less than a month after you.
Let's go. What a guy.
Yeah, he's really cool, man. He's really cool.
Kyle, tell us about the setup, man, and it's been really cool, having this connection with you.
Yeah, I mean, great transition here. I mean, we're all in the media business. We got to be good at transitions. I mean, Sam talking about starting the show and everything. I mean, one of the reasons that I started my show was about a year and a half ago. I just got really bored during the off season and wanted to find some content to keep me entertained. And I found you guys in CHGO, and then it just got me inspired to be like, you know what? Why don't I just go do some stuff myself too? And here we are, the setup man. It's been a year for us, and I'm having a blast with it, guys. And yes to you, Sam. The comments can wear you down, but it's good to have what we call each other, allies in this to keep each other up. So it's good.
Kyle does really good work, guys. I mean, I've been really impressed. I try and watch as much as I can. Sometimes I oversaturate myself with Cubs content since we do it every day. But when it comes on, it's, you get all different types of stuff. It's like, it's stuff like this. It's breakdowns. It's talking to players. It's talking to experts. It's a really cool channel, and I think it's going to be. I think you guys are going to have a pretty big year. So
well, and you're going to be really happy once you watch the Steele interview, because I asked him the same question. I asked him the same question I asked Boog, and you'll see a different answer.
Oh wow! Okay.
It'll be more fan friendly.
So you mean Boog's not? You mean Steele didn't directly call me out like Boog did, or indirectly, I should say?
He didn't say that, Sam Olber.
Right.
That was a great interview, the Boog one, though.
Kyle, what do you think the Cubs' next big move is? Because you were talking to Lance Brozdowski on your channel about it. Do you think it's Luzardo? What do you think?
Yeah, I think now that there's money, I am not as clear, right? Like now that they've got another 25 million, and call it between 40 to 50 million, it feels like they could go and get a free agent.
Yeah.
But I also feel like they could get a free, I think that there's a big hole in the lineup, the relief core, and the starting pitching, to where it's like that money could go to all three of those. I just hope they don't go mid with all three of those. I hope they go a trade route with a couple of them, and then just go big on one of them. Like either go get Tanner Scott, or go get Jack Flaherty, or go get Alex Bregman with the money, and then trade for the rest.
Yeah, I
love it.
I like what Lance was saying. I mean, I think it's going to be hard with the Dodgers, but I would really like to see them take a step towards Tanner Scott. I really would. I know it's going to be hard, and I know at the end of the day, the Dodgers could just outbid us until we can't anymore. But that just seems like if they could get him and then just figure out one more offensive something. I don't know exactly what it is. Is it a third baseman for Shaw or whatever? Because I agree with what Lance was saying on your show today about once you get to the 6 through 9, it's, a lot of really good players that bring defensive value. I mean, I think the question would be Shaw. He's the guy that could hit his way. He could hit, he could carry some things. But if he doesn't, I would love to have one more bat. We know they're going to get a starter, so that's just, there's no reason to talk about that. They're going to do that. Man, but if they were to get Scott with some of that money, would that be
it's just so against what Jed has done,
So against
it is, yeah.
Yeah, but so is trading for a guy like Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
If it's not Scott, double dip on a Yates Minter or something.
Right.
Something like that. Did you hear my tinfoil hat theory?
I don't maybe I didn't get that far.
I think
Bregman related.
Yeah. My tinfoil hat theory is that Jed told Scott Boras, don't let go of Bregman yet. As soon as we get rid of Bellinger, we've got some extra money, and we're going to go give you an offer for him. Wow. And then we're going to trade Nico to get an extra $10, $11 million back, and just move Shaw to second.
But you're going to get you. Is it getting value back for Nico though? You'd love to get the starting pitcher in that trade, but I guess you can't be too greedy.
You could.
I mean, the contract is good enough. I mean,
Okay.
Horner,
Seattle loves him.
You throw Horner in there with Triantos, you could talk with some of the big boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think if you get rid of Horner, I would like to see Shaw and Triantos stay just in case Shaw struggles or just in case he gets
Right. Maybe pair.
Yeah, maybe Horner with one. Yeah, good Jeffrey. Yeah. Contra. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Kyle's going to be on early next week to start promoting a really exciting announcement that we have for you all about this little thing called the Cubs Convention.
Oh.
So Kyle's going to be back on very soon.
Can't wait.
Thanks,
Kyle. Thank you very much.
Thank you. By the way, I wore the nice hat instead of naughty because of the Kyle Tucker trade. It would have been different if that didn't happen.
See you, Kyle.
We'll see you.
That was great.
It's great soundboards, man.
Fantastic. All right, this is one of the best humans in our audience. Can I say that?
I love the intros.
This is Bernie Barron on the Locked On Cubs holiday party.
Hi! Merry Christmas. Can you see my Cubs snowman?
Go Cubs.
Can you see it?
Merry Christmas, Bernie. Yeah, Cubs snowman. That's good.
Do you remember my friend Donna that came with me to our live Locked On Cubs in January?
Do I remember her? Didn't I give her tickets to a game?
Yes, you did. She guessed all those home runs. I couldn't guess that this year. Who knows what?
Yeah, I remember her. She cost me a pretty penny. Of course I remember.
Yeah, and we sat really. Thanks, Sam. I sat in the best seats I ever sat at Wrigley. Thank you.
Good.
I lost that day, but it was good seats. And so I moved to a new house, and she got me a housewarming gift.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
And then I'm just trying to be festive, so I just wore this, and I wore my Noel shirt.
Hey.
My guess is you have a lot of Cubs stuff around your place. Is that right?
Yeah, but they're not up yet. But I do have Clark with some bells, so we're trying to be Christmassy. So I was listening to the Setup Man, and so I listened to some of it, and so he's going to come back on. I know what the trivia is. So, but I just want to say I'm thankful for you guys, and I'm glad that they picked Kyle Tucker. I'm sad for Belly, but I think Belly will be happy. And his dad played for the Yankees, and the Yankees can use him, right?
He's going to do well there.
He'll do really well there. He's going to do so well there that everyone's going to come on and crush me and be like, "Hey, Sam, you said it was a good trade," and he's probably going to hit like 30 plus homers, but. It is what it is. Quick Bernie story. Late summer, early fall, we were at Almost Home doing an event, and she was there, and she gave me a signed Mike Tauchman jersey, which I still have, and he's now on the Sox.
I know. Why did they trade him? They should have kept him. He was
worse. They didn't trade him. They cut him.
I mean, cut him. They DFA'd him. I'm sorry.
No, it's. I don't know why. Even with Tucker and these guys, he'd be a tremendous fourth outfielder. With all due respect, I don't really want Canario to be the fourth outfielder on this club.
No.
So
and Talkman said in an interview yesterday that he basically picked the Sox because he lives in Arlington Heights.
Yeah, good for him. He's smart. He's not dumb.
Maybe the Cubs could trade for him at the deadline or something.
Yeah. But good for him. You know
the White Sox are going to win 47 baseball games.
That's right. That's okay. He doesn't have to work hard. But here's who I feel. This
might be their best player.
Bad for. I feel bad for Christopher Morel. This is why.
Okay.
Because he got traded to the team that he gets to have 81 games with air conditioning, and they lost their roof. Now he has to play at George Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, the Yankees spring training facility.
Yeah,
that is a weird situation.
That is a really weird situation, but they'll probably have more fans there than they would in Tampa.
Yeah, but it's not air conditioning. It's hot there in the summertime.
No.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Bernie, will you be at the Cubs convention?
Yes, I am. I'm going to go the whole week, and I even booked a hotel.
All right.
Wow.
Say hello to us.
All right, well, we're going to see you there.
Friday night's the best night because it's like a concert, because that's like the opening ceremony. That's the best night.
Matt, have we booked a hotel? Or
we haven't gotten our tickets yet, but we're close.
Yeah, you can get your tickets. You can book your hotel first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would do it now.
I don't know if I want to stay the whole weekend.
Right.
Yeah. No, we're excited, Bernie. So yeah, we're excited to see you at Cubs convention and the thousands of Cubs fans.
And Kyle Tucker's birthday's that time, and I bet he's going to go to the Cubs convention. So we can
I would be shocked.
I would be.
The Beatles have his birthday.
I would expect him not only to be there, but probably to get the largest ovation.
Yeah, so there. I mean, Cody Bellinger, he didn't go to Cubs convention, so he's not really a Cub. You know what I mean? He didn't go to any of them, right? All right, well, thank you guys. Go Cubs, and I can't wait for Cubs convention.
Thank you, Bernie.
Thanks, Bernie,
so
much.
Merry Christmas. Okay, bye.
Take care.
All right, Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
To be fair to Cody, he technically wasn't on the Cubs during the Cubs convention last year.
That's Bernie, one of our great listeners. On demand from Iowa, this is Bryce.
Hey, Matt and Sam. Just want to say happy holidays to you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the off season so far.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the bigger off seasons that I remember as a Cub fan in recent memory. The Kyle Tucker acquisition was huge, and then getting Belly off the books, that's another huge move. I think you definitely get the sense that Jed is seeing that his time in Chicago may be up, and so he's just putting all of his chips in the middle of the table for as much as Ricketts is letting him spend at that table. So I think Jed's just trying to go all in on trying to save his job, and I can't blame him. Kudos to the guy. I think he's doing a good job so far. Totally agree with you guys, your assessment on the Bellinger trade. What we got in return is, to me, inconsequential. It's more so, what do we do with the money that Jed now has to be able to do something with it? I'd like to see one more power bat, 4 or 5 hitter, something like that, and add to the starting rotation. Would love like a Corbin Burns, but I know that's probably a pipe dream. But something along those lines, I think, would really be helpful. To win the division, then at least make some kind of push in the postseason. So just wanted to say happy holidays to you guys. Sam, you're getting really excited that Iowa Hawkeye women's gymnastics is coming up in a couple weeks, so excited for that. But other than that, you guys have a good Christmas, happy Hanukkah, and we'll talk to you later. Go Cubs.
That's our first listener right there.
First listener.
Yeah.
First listener. Love Bryce. Wow. Great company. You know who else is great company, Sam?
I do. I see him.
Bobby Riddell. What's up, Bobby?
What's up, fellas?
Can we give him Can we give Bobby an intro?
I just did.
The color analyst for the defending national runner-up Purdue Boilermakers.
Right. Yes, sir. How about
that? That must have been quite a journey, huh? Last spring.
It was incredible. I mean, think about the year before, we become the second number 1 seed ever to lose to a 16 seed. I'm courtside for that, watching us implode to FDU. So for us to bounce back, Zach Edey comes back and make that deep run to Phoenix was incredible. Purdue's first Final Four since 1980. So yeah, it was really special. I played for Coach Painter, so to be able to see him get a chance to reach that Final Four and kind of get that monkey off his back was obviously really cool. I know Sam is a huge Illini basketball fan. Me and him chat about that from time to time. I know, Matt, you're a big Iowa football fan, I feel like, from the Locked On Cubs shows. But are you as into the Iowa hoops as well, or are you more into the football scene?
More football, and when it comes to hoops, really, it's been more the women's program. That was one of the first teams I covered as a student, then as a real reporter, and obviously the last couple of years that was a joy to follow.
So you're not on the Peyton Sanford train this year?
No.
He comes and goes with Iowa.
Right. When they get hot, Matt will be there.
When they get hot, he'll ask me to meet him up and watch a game in the afternoon or something.
Yeah, I don't know much about them right now.
They're all right.
Fran was hired by freshman year, Bobby.
Okay. Yeah, Fran's been there. Gosh. Is he he might be like the second longest, or no, Coach Izzo, Coach Painter, and then it might be Fran as third.
Wow. Bobby, before if you want to talk about any Cubs stuff,
yeah, definitely.
Don't have to though.
Really tough.
No, we got to talk Kyle Tucker and company.
Really tough situation for you on Saturday. at 3:30, I believe. Is that a neutral court game?
Technically, yeah. So it's in Birmingham, Alabama. But it sounds like Janai Broom may not play for Auburn. He separated his shoulder or something.
Because that's a really good basketball team over there.
We're in big trouble.
I think they're better than Tennessee. I think they're better than Tennessee. And
they are. Listen to this stat I saw. So Ken Palm, I don't know how long it's been around. 20.
They're playing Auburn,
years.
By the way, if people didn't catch that.
Yes, Purdue plays Auburn down in Birmingham. Auburn at this point in the season is the highest rated Ken Palm team ever.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really, really good. So you guys have played. We both, Illinois and Purdue, have played crazy non-con schedules. I mean, every weekend Purdue's playing some other team. And then at the end of the year, we got this weird thing at Madison Square Garden where we play Duke in late February.
That's crazy. How about the fact that we can't have nice things like in the sports world all at one time because we get this Kyle Tucker trade and we're on top of the world. Cubbies finally have a superstar, and then Illinois and Purdue decide we're just going to drop big games on Saturday.
Yeah. I didn't think I was going to get both of those. All right, tell us about Kyle Tucker. How are you feeling?
Oh, I mean, I'm thrilled. It's just, last year when I came on, you guys were asking me what I was excited about, and I was like, well, I'm excited. I want to get Bellinger back. I just feel like we need at least, kind of Matt's point, like we need somebody who can bat 1 through 4th. In the batting order. And so I at least was excited to get Bellinger back in the fold, was hoping he could duplicate, 2023, but obviously was not able to due to injuries. And I was with Sam, like it just would always feel like power outage with him. Like he'd take these big swings and the ball would look like it was going to jump off the bat. And then
you jump up out of your seat. You think the game's tied. The ball doesn't even get to the track.
It's a good reminder.
Yeah. Crazy, but whereas I feel like Kyle Tucker is going to be like for real, like that ball's going to look like it jumps off the bat and it's actually going to jump off the bat. So I'm really excited for him. Now I'm kind of like in this spot with you guys are like, do I want another legitimate 1 through 4 hitter that we could put like behind Tucker, or do I want us to use that money and go get like just a legitimate top end starter? Because you have this really good defense right now. Do you just maybe go all in on like elite pitching and defense and then hope Tucker can kind of make up for the offensive deficiencies from last year, along with a full year of PCA? If he can get him on the base pass and stealing bases like he was, towards the second half of the season all year, that could be a big boost. Yeah. And then Matt Shaw, right? Like how many times would Morrell come up, man on third, 1 out, and just K or like, terrible AB? That's what I was at least excited with Paredes. I know he did not play that great for us, but
gives you a good at bat.
Yeah, I felt like he at least would give you a professional AB and could like slap it. Play with a runner on third, less than 2 outs. But Shaw is such a huge key, right? Like
I feel like they made the trade knowing he was going to have this big opportunity at third. I truly believe that.
I also feel like they're gonna they're gonna add another quote bat. I don't think it's going to be a big bat. I think it's going to be some sort of, hey, if Shaw can't play third, we got this guy, some sort of utility.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be someone who started for like years and years in the bigs.
If they could just get a guy that could be a diet Ben Zobrist.
Right.
That could just play a little bit of third. Nico may start the year banged up, play a little bit of second, spell Dansby, and just get on base. Basically like an infield Talkman is what I'm saying. Like an infield Talkman, that would really help them, I feel like.
And you know what wasn't on my radar is who spells Bush?
Yeah, we got to talk about that as we right now we don't have anybody to spell Bush or PCA. But those things they're so easy. You call up a guy, Garrett Hampson, $1.5 million, $2 million done, But getting rid of Wisdom, you're right. They technically don't have a backup.
That crushed you, Sam. I know you were crushed with Wisdom.
And we know Craig doesn't like to play Bush regularly versus lefties. So they need to get a right-handed hitter that can play a little first base.
And you do wonder I was kind of on the maybe trade Nico
Justin
train for a
Turner.
little bit.
Turner'd be great.
Turner could be one.
Goldschmidt.
But you wonder now with Dansby having another surgery and like Nico's really your shortstop insurance for Dansby, right? So
sure.
He's supposed to be, yeah.
Or theoretically, yeah. So that might be part of the holdup on wanting to trade Nico too. Is Dansby's not getting any younger, and
do they spend a little more and get Jorge Polanco or something like that?
Yeah. Rojas, Josh Rojas is a name.
I really think they're going to spend. So they have 50 M's left, Bobby. I think they're going to spend 40 of it. I do. I think they're going to try to get quality volume. And I think the twist here is if they get Luzardo, because then with the 40 M's to spend, you get him to put your rotation from 20th to 10th
for only $6 million.
$34 million left.
Well, if they don't spend at least 40, congrats to Bobby on a second job. He can co-host with you.
Okay.
Man, they got it. I mean,
you'll just have to go solo when Purdue plays, man.
That's fine.
And I thought Luzardo was going to get done this week, and it's still May. I think they're going to be active here between now and say Monday. We'll see if any other transactions pop up. I don't think I have a feeling this isn't going to be our last show this week.
Well, and I think me talking about the Cubs not spending made Bobby's kids start to cry.
Oh. My daughter's literally crying outside the room right now.
Yeah, no, and she should. So
she's upset. She thinks that they're not going to spend. It's ridiculous.
And she's
still upset over the blown saves last year.
Well, she's also upset that Illinois doesn't go to Mackey this year for a free Purdue win.
Yeah. And somehow I'm upset my 7-year-old hasn't held down the fort for me during this podcast.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable.
Bobby, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It's been great to get to know you and talk with you and have you on.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thanks, guys. It's been great. I got to go daddy duty call. So
boiler up. Go Illini.
Go Cubs.
Till like March 7th or whenever we play.
Exactly.
Talk to you later, Bobby. Bye-bye.
Go Cubbies.
Oh, man, that's just a joy to talk with him, isn't it?
Great guy, man. Let me tell you something about this guy. We DM from time to time. Man, does he know basketball?
Yeah, no, he's in that role for a reason, right?
This guy knows basketball. Yeah. I wish he would be local. I could invite him to play pickup with me sometime.
Oh, my gosh. It'd be like bringing in a ringer, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not very good anymore.
All right, I have
I just don't have the conditioning.
Here. I have a video I'd like to play. We got 2 more videos.
Sure.
This one is from a gentleman who has not only been a guest, but a guest co-host as well. This is Ty Luen, live from Arizona.
Well, hello, gentlemen. Hope you're both doing great. Happy holidays to you and your incredible families. Who would have predicted the last couple of months? Cub fans are obviously in high spirits right now, with Kyle Tucker to Gage Workman to Matthew Boyd. We'll sprinkle a little Eli Morgan in there as well. I know we still have a lot of work to do, but I think things are looking upward. Now, my question to you guys, as we think that everything is going well and it feels like everything's moving in the right direction, not everything's going to be perfect. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Jed's answer today, technically would have been yesterday when this is posted, with his interview regarding Seiya Suzuki and his disappointment of being a full-time DH. Is that true? Is it not? We'll see. But I'm curious, could we look further into this? Is this actually going to be potentially a serious issue? Or do you see this being not that big of an issue for the Cubs in 2025? Well, boys, we're very close to spring training in wonderful, beautiful Arizona, February 20th, the Cubs versus the Dodgers. Looking forward to it. Happy holidays to you and your families, and to all Cub fans. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday season, and Happy New Year. Go Cubs.
Hey, I'm going to answer that question in a second. And I really love Ty, but he said happy holidays to us and our incredible families. I just wanted on the record, Ty's never met my family. Anyway, as far as Ty goes, in all seriousness, no.
I hope not.
No,
Jeez.
no. I have a conspiracy Sam theory on this.
Right.
I don't even think Suzuki was that upset about being a DH. I just think because his name was in trade talks, it was kind of like him justifying, oh, you know what? Sure, I'll go somewhere else if they don't want me, because I'd rather not DH or whatever. Look, these guys are making a lot of money. Seiya, it would be one thing if Seiya's production went down significantly when he was a DH, when actually the opposite happened. So it's not like one of those things. And with all due respect to Seiya, who I like, I think I'm one of the bigger public Seiya supporters out there. You dropped like 3 routine fly balls this year, so you have no right to be upset about DHing.
Correct.
I understand that you take pride in it. I respect that. It's not like he's going to DH 150 games. He'll mix in with Tucker. He'll give guys, a spell.
Probably play left.
Yeah, and I think he might play left better than right. So I would be shocked if that became actually a major storyline heading into the season. He's got about 18 million reasons why to hit and play DH.
Yeah, no, it's a great reminder right there. Thanks, Ty. Hope to have him around again.
I miss Ty.
Yeah, we got to have him on again. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to Vegas in February. You could do a show with him then.
All right. We met this gentleman at Almost Home in September. This is Steve. Hey, Steve.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Steve.
What's up, guys? How are you?
You're live from Kentucky, correct?
We're good.
Live from Kentucky, home of the Wildcats, baby.
What's going on?
Hope we trust.
There you go. So glad to have you. Appreciated meeting you in September. And what's your pulse on the Cubs right now?
I'm glad King Tuck's in Chicago. I'm just waiting to see what we're going to do for the back end of the bullpen. Seen some talks about Kirby Yates. I like Emmanuel Clase. That wouldn't be bad.
Sure.
Whoa.
I'd be happy.
I'll write that one down.
Yeah, man. I'd rather have probably Yates or Clase maybe over Tanner Scott.
Nuts.
But Yates, I think the deal's like 2 years, 10 million or something like that. I think I heard or read.
Probably, 10 per year. Yeah.
Or 10 per year. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's doable. Yeah, man, glad I got to meet both of you guys. When I was up watching the Yankees series, that day that I met you guys, I think it was that day or maybe the day before, I went to the first game of the series to watch batting practice for the Yankees and had my phone out like a goober trying to get some pictures and videos, and I ended up getting hit in the leg by a ball from Juan Soto. It hit me like right on the right side of the leg, and it was so fast it bounced back onto the field, and I missed it. But I got a cool story out of it.
Yeah, Steve and I exchange a DM every now and then over on Instagram.
We need to exchange some more wrestling stuff.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like
my
it.
goodness.
I
love it.
Hey,
I got a question.
I think it's Stone Cold's 60th birthday today.
Dude, he's my spirit animal. I don't know if you guys follow him on IG, but
I do.
It's like
Matt definitely does not. Yeah.
I don't have Instagram.
Watching him just hang out with his cats and the chickens on the farm, it's just so wholesome, and I love it.
One of the all-time great entertainers in anything.
Oh, absolutely. And that reminds me, I had a question for you guys. Has there been any famous wrestlers that you know of that's been to Wrigley to throw out a first pitch or sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game"?
Yeah,
like that?
John Cena.
They've
John
done.
Cena? Okay.
They've had WWE night multiple years. Cena would be the most famous one. Like
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure I remember him.
I remember what's the guy's name? He threw out the first pitch once. Big E. Remember him, the wrestler?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Iowa Hawkeye.
Yeah, Big E. He was there.
Little wrestling history for you, Sam.
Cool.
I guess you could say one of the minor leagues for wrestling is the OVW.
Sure.
Of course, which has roots now in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
What's his name? Al. It's not Al Snow. The guy with the talking head dude. Al
Snow.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of over it now. They had a mini little show on Netflix that was a couple episodes, and it was just kind of cool to see them still around, still thriving, providing that kind of minor league to the.
Wasn't CM Punk an OVW guy?
I think so. Yeah. I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
very cool. No, I don't watch anymore, but I used to. The Attitude Era took me through. It was a big part of my growing up phase.
I don't really either, but I guess like the whole nostalgia thing, and It's like, well,
I hear you.
I'm the same age, around the same age as you guys, and I'm a little bit envious because you guys got to grow up in the Chicago area, watching the Cubs, and but all that old, 90s
that great.
nostalgia, early 2000s nostalgia hits different the older for us, I guess.
It does. It does. It does. Let's move on from this conversation before Matt kicks me off my own show. Okay.
Oh, good.
All right. So what are you most looking forward to about this? Is the last question. Last thing before.
If Matt drops in a wrestling question, it'd be epic.
Come on, Matt. No, just kidding.
How much of an impact do you think Kyle Tucker is going to have?
It's definitely promising. I think I saw something the other day. The past 2 seasons, there's only been 2 players to hit 100 home runs and 80 stolen bases. Him and Ohtani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Exciting to see. Will the Cubs come in there and, will he get that? Will the Ricketts get the checkbook out, and let's party a little bit? Maybe get Tucker for, 6 or 7 years. We'll see. I don't know. But I think it's going to be an exciting baseball season. I'm excited to see him switch it up instead of just running it back again another season. So, I think it's going to be good for all us Cubs fans. I'm keeping the optimism.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, Steve. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you guys. Always enjoy listening to the show. Y'all get me by on tour, especially when I'm in Europe and the games come on at like 3 a.m. I watch a little bit, and I'm like, I'll catch the highlights and Locked On Cubs tomorrow. I got to go to bed.
Thank you, Steve.
Oh, thanks.
Good luck.
Steve.
Good luck with all the music.
Happy holidays, guys.
You as
All
well.
right, bye-bye. Yeah, Steve is a full-time musician who goes on worldwide tour with his band, and awesome stuff right there. Love his voice.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
Sam, this is JoJo and JT Henderson. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
How's it going?
Two Kentuckians in a row, us and Steve.
Wow, that wasn't even on purpose.
But I need to tell you, Kentucky is the home of Lamar Jackson. He said UK, it's Lamar Jackson's town.
Got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got
JoJo,
it.
take it.
Louisville.
So I met Ryan Sandberg.
Say it again.
I met Ryan Sandberg.
When did you meet him?
It was at the Louisville Slugger Museum, Living Legends.
So we live in Louisville, and every year Louisville Slugger does a Living Legends award, and they gave it to Rhino this year. So we went, of course, and checked this out.
Very cool.
And show him
he's
what else you got.
What is that? I can't see that.
That's his baseball card signed.
Card signed.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
And then we got a special. They made 100 of these bats at Louisville Slugger, and Rhino signed it.
Wow. That is excellent.
Wow, that's amazing.
And this was how long ago?
Last month.
It was recent. Wow. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, we're all wishing him the best.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to introduce JoJo to Rhino. Obviously, he hadn't watched him. Yeah. Listen, I got to tell you guys that the last 2 years have been really hard for me. My dad passed away coming up on 2 years ago, and he introduced me to the Cubs. Mm-hmm. Living in Louisville, we got WGN like everybody else, and I became a Cubs fan because my dad was, because we had WGN, and he passed away 2 years ago. Joe fell in love with baseball, and I just got to tell you all, 30 minutes every day that I spend with you all driving to work, I feel like I'm with my dad, and so thank you all. Like, you guys are awesome. I know we DM one another, and I don't mean to bring the mood down, but
no, it's quite the opposite.
I just think of my dad every time I listen to you guys, and I wonder what he would be saying about them. And
I really, that's well, first of all,
no, JT, sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry about your father.
That means a lot to us.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like when things like that get said, I'm recording from this, my empty apartment room, Matt from his house, and you don't realize, when you speak, like, it's such a great reminder that, like, every night, we try our best to bring it, because, if we bring it, you say stuff like that, and that's why you do it, right? That's why you sign up. Can I ask JoJo?
And so he's the third generation Cubs fan.
JoJo,
right?
What grade are you in?
Fourth
grade. You play any baseball?
Yeah.
What position?
Mainly first base, and shortstop.
Do you hit right-handed?
Yeah.
Maybe the Cubs, Bush, we need somebody to spell the lefties. Council doesn't like to play a lot of Bush versus a lot of lefties. We need a little right-handed backup.
There we go.
Just want to put that out there for you, man.
What jersey is that?
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be one more thing. It could be two.
Well, technically 3.
Okay, good.
And what jersey is that?
Yeah, turn around and show me your jersey. It's his favorite player.
Oh, that's yeah. I got one of those coming for myself.
Check this out. So we went to Kyle Hendricks' last game. What was that?
Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati.
At home, we saw that, and look what JoJo got.
Late September. Is that signed by Hendricks?
Wow.
That one's Pete Crow.
Oh, Pete Crow. Can't see.
Ian Happ.
Wow.
And Eli Roberts.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
We actually saw Ethan Roberts that night.
We met him that day.
Really?
That night.
That was the Sammy Sosa day.
At the Sosa thing. He was there.
Yes.
Joe and I almost came. The tickets were a little pricey for us. We splurged to get really good tickets for the Cubs.
Yeah.
And it was also about 7 hours from Wrigley.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm surprised Ethan Roberts made the trek all the way up there. But that's very cool, guys. Thanks for sharing all that stuff.
But seriously, I just appreciate you guys, and you give me a 30-minute respite from everyday life, and you connect me to my dad and my son. So thank you
so much, man. We're sorry to hear about your dad's loss. May his memory be a blessing, and may we win a 90 plus wins this season. Make the postseason.
We're gonna do it.
All right. Thanks, JoJo. Said thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really cool.
That was really cool. Great story about JT's dad, and
that's why you do this stuff, man.
Love their enthusiasm. Yeah.
That's why you do this stuff. People think all the time. Can I go on my soapbox for a sec?
Yep.
People go all the time. So yeah, what do? You just talk about the Cubs every day. There's so much meaning behind it. It matters to people, and that's why it's special. You have these certain teams and these certain things that are just it matters. It matters. It isn't just a game, and it isn't just a baseball team.
Wow, that's a great sentiment right there. All right, we have another person in the queue ready to go a little bit earlier than the time we told them, but I want to get to them because we're projected to have a long lineup here, so we'll take advantage of this.
Hey, I had a nice dinner. I'm full. I got time.
Oh, good. This is Zach. Hey, Zach.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi,
Happy
Zach.
Holidays.
You as well.
Happy holidays.
I have to confess something, Sam. Remember when you got me those Cubs tickets back in August? I won on Twitter. You did the giveaway.
Yeah.
And I won the giveaway.
Your last name starts with an H, right?
Yeah. And so I bought tickets for the Cubs and the Yankees, the Rizzo reunion, and I couldn't make it.
Great. So who got my tickets?
I gave them to a friend, but I had a good reason. Okay, because my wife had a baby. Say hi.
Oh.
And so I had a good excuse. So
live on the air. Jeez.
Live on the air. I know.
Wait, so you had your baby was born that day?
Yeah, right around the time, and you know how my wife can be. Can't risk my marriage over the Chicago Cubs, unfortunately. But
no, I wasn't advocating.
Just kidding. But you know what? There's always next year.
Congratulations to you and your wife.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you. But
the baby's what? 4 months old? 5 months old?
4 months old. Yep, 4 months old. So she's grown already. So she's gonna be a Cubs fan. It just runs in the family. So
right,
she's already an everydayer, locked on Cubs every morning. Every morning.
Well, that's fantastic.
I hope.
Thanks for listening to our show. Despite
I hope she doesn't listen too much to me. That's not the way you want to grow up.
Where are you right now? A lot of nice clothing. The baby's there. What's up? What's going on there?
Well, we had a family get together on my wife's side. My wife's from Mexico, so they like to party, and we had to get away. We like peace and quiet, you know. And
Zach,
so
where do you live? Not like you live in Chicago?
no, we're actually in California. But when I got those tickets in August, we were actually gonna visit family up there. So I have family in Chicago. So I'm originally from the area over there, from the South Side. But
very cool, man. Very cool. Congratulations.
Wow, great.
You're a
Well,
very
thanks
nice. You're a
for
very
hopping
nice
on.
guy. You said some really nice things
Yes.
to me on Twitter.
No, you've been very supportive.
Yeah, you're a very nice.
well,
guy.
I'm an everydayer, but you guys keep me up during the Cubs season. Can't catch every game, but I try to catch a show every day. So
Wow.
it keeps me up to date with all the Cubs news.
What's it like in California when do you have a day job?
I do have a day job, so
you don't have to
games
tell me
are
what it is.
typically 2 hours behind.
Right, so that's what I was going to ask you. So what's it like on like a Friday at 1:20? You're finishing breakfast at 11 o'clock and a Cub game starts. Like, what's that like?
Well, I work in an office job, so I have MLB TV, so I'll pull it up on the marquee and I'll watch it as I'm doing work. But yeah,
Because
a 120 game will start at
weird to me.
11:20.
Or if they're
It's
playing
so
against
early.
Pittsburgh, I mean, you wake up, the game's on at 9
Like
a.m.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same for the Bears games. All the games start at
10
like
a.m.
9 a.m. Yeah, 9, 10
that's
o'clock,
good.
and so early.
You try and skip those.
But the advantage is there's a lot of teams out here that the Cubs play, so I can watch them play Oakland, watch them
Right?
play.
I think
the Giants,
they open
Dodgers.
in Arizona for the regular season, not the Japan games.
Arizona and then Sacramento, first 7
Yeah,
games.
they open up in Sacramento, but I looked at those tickets and they're like $2,000 minimum for one, so it's not even worth it.
That's
when
so
they're playing
odd.
the A's. Yeah.
Wait, what?
So, yeah, look it up. When they go play in Sacramento, those tickets are like $1,500, $2,000. It's not even worth trying to go.
Is there
And
like a
that
seventh inning
stadium only-
stretch being done by Paul
I don't
McCartney?
understand. Is that because the first
I would
game
hope
ever
so.
there?
Is it a Paul McCartney?
It could be. Well, I think the stadium only fits like 6,000. It's a minor league ballpark. It's not that big.
Right.
But I
Right.
think that's
Yeah,
probably
I think
their
it's
full.
10,000 or something. Yeah.
That's
It's not a
inappropriate.
lot.
That's an
So
inappropriate.
I'll have to wait till they
number.
go to San Francisco.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not going
So
to that,
Zach,
man.
over under wins for 2025. Go ahead.
What?
So I saw Sam's tweet today, 86.5. To be honest, I'm not too comfortable with what the Cubs have done yet. You know, I know a lot of Cubs fans are excited. I'm not excited yet. I feel like we haven't done enough. I would probably right now take the under unless we get starting pitching and unless we get at least another good bat. But I'm kind of taking the under right now. I don't think 86.5 with the roster that we have. I don't think we could do that. So that's
right.
just me. But
Fair enough.
I know I just killed your whole holiday party, but
No,
Oh, you didn't. No, you didn't kill anyone.
Zach, thank you so much.
Thank you.
thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
I love the show. Yes, thank you.
All right. Bye, Zach. Well, that was awesome.
That was really cool, man. $2,000 for the.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
That seems inappropriate. So what are they
I
going to
get it's the first A's game in Sacramento. It's against a big name team, but
Come on.
right. Yeah, there's got to be something there.
Yeah.
All right, Sam. This next guest is on demand, and he is a former Kansas City Chief. Would you actually like to introduce him a little bit?
Yeah, no. Got a
Tim.
message. Yeah, got a message from Tim. Probably like a couple months ago. I believe he works for the Chiefs as well. He was a Pro Bowl center for the Chiefs.
11 years.
I think he's in the Chiefs Hall of Fame.
Yep.
The Chiefs team Hall of Fame. I think that's true. But he's
Notre Dame national champion.
Yep. No, exactly. And I think he's just another just a diehard Cub fan. He was born and raised, and he loves talking Cubs, and he's a fan of our show.
All right. Well, I wanted to surprise you with a video from him.
Yeah.
It's 4 minutes, but inside this video is another surprise as well. Take a look.
Hey, Lockdown Cubs. Man, I can't tell you how excited I am to be on the program with you guys today. Sam and Matt, you guys are a listen every day for me as I drive around Kansas City. My heart is still in Chicago. It's still with the Chicago Cubs. And at this time of the year, the holiday season, visions of free agents are dancing in my head, but the reality is that I'm going to watch the Chicago Cubs anyways. Over 150 games last year. The Cubs are a family tradition for me. My grandmother used to watch the Cubs, and I was weaned on the Cubs and babysat by the Cubs with Jack Brickhouse and Lou Boudreau. So thank you guys so much for what you guys do covering the Cubs, and happy holidays to everybody in Chicago. I do want to tell you one quick story. My dad was a Chicago policeman. And, as you get in your teen years, not a lot of things in common, obviously, with maybe a son and dad. The one thing we had in common was Chicago Cubs. And I'd come home in the evening and, later in the summer, and he'd be watching the Dodgers or the Padres, the West Coast swing. And it was the only time that we really could communicate. So I'm going to watch the Chicago Cubs, whether they sign a great free agent, whether they win 63 games or 95 games. Now, listen, I want them to win 95 games, but I'm going to watch. And Matt and Sam, you guys do a great job of keeping that love of the Cubs in my heart. So, hey, listen, happy holidays to everybody. Let's go Cubs. Let's see if we can get a winner this year. Let's sign some great free agents. Let's make some trades. But the reality is I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to be listening anyways. And also want to throw it to one of my good buddies, Rick Sutcliffe, who's going to tell you a quick story about a time that him and I went to a Cub game. Happy holidays, everybody.
For those who don't know, the first time I ever met Tim Grunhard, my buddy Rick Taylor, me and I were at a hockey game in Kansas City. Police come down and they arrest us. For what? We had a beer in our hand. Well, now come with us, handcuffs, the whole thing. They take us up. We can't figure out what's going on. We walk into this massive suite, and there's a bunch of Chiefs in there. We recognize them, and there's Grunny laughing. Yeah, Grunny set it all up. That's kind of how it all started. We found out we were neighbors. We lived in the same area. One Christmas Eve, it was always a big thing with my family and friends. We used to have 100 people at our house, people everywhere. All of a sudden, there's a knock on the door. My wife, Robin, goes, I don't know who that is. I walk to the door, and it's Grunny. And he goes, hey, our party's kind of lame. Can we join yours? Well, you can't imagine all the kids that were around getting an opportunity to meet a guy that actually played for the Chiefs. And, I mean, it just kind of went on and on from there. You know, the one thing, Grunny, I have to thank you for. I retired in 1995. In 96, opening day, you wanted to go to Wrigley and sit in the bleachers. We take a bunch of people up there. We're sitting there. Ryan Sandberg had come out of retirement. After the game, I don't know who won, doesn't matter. We went over to Murphy's, having beers. People start yelling, hey, Sports Center is starting out at Wrigley Field. We go running in there, and of course there's Dan Patrick. And he goes, here we are at Wrigley, opening day. 2 former Cub greats return to Wrigley Field. 2 former Cub greats. Ryan Sandberg hits like a double in the gap. And the next thing you know, they pan to the bullpen, and I'm sitting next to you with a beer almost as big as this glass of wine.
Go Cubs.
And you know what happened the next year, Granny? Yeah, they hired me. And 29 years later, I'm still working with ESPN. Love every bit of it. Thank you. My Van Horn hat, my Kansas City Chiefs jersey. You know what all this crap behind me is all about. Here's to you, Granny. Kansas City, couldn't love you more.
Wow. I'm telling you, man. I told you this Tim is
story.
Tim is really cool, man. He's like a really cool guy.
Yeah, no, he's I'm really glad he reached out to you. And then I reached out to him knowing that he reached out to you.
He just real quick, like he's so like I always find it so cool. And we both have had this experience with different people, but like when you have somebody as accomplished as a guy like Tim is, right? Whether it's his job now, his football career, everybody comes together and has that soft spot for the Cubs. I mean, look at Tim. Tim's the type of guy I would take with me, if I needed some sort of security. He's like a scary, tough guy. But he's also the same guy. If the Cubs lose 5-4, he has the same reaction that you and I do.
Absolutely.
And it's just, I think that's what makes the Cubs special. And forgive me, I don't think every team's like this.
It's not.
Not
every team is like this. This is a tremendous fan base. to be able to do this show every single weekday has been an absolute privilege. And we did that episode very early in the offseason about the Cubs, Sam, as a crown jewel franchise. That what is their place not only nationally but globally across the four major sports. And it's great to embrace that. It's great to embrace that. This is a global fan base, global market. We have listeners from all over the world. Very cool.
And shout out to Rick Sutcliffe, one of the all-time.
Rick Sutcliffe was just on our show.
Yeah, one of the all-time Cubbies.
He was just on our show.
Wish you would do more games.
Yeah, absolutely. Did he just revealed that he actually lives in Kansas City, or at least he did?
Yeah, I think he's
at one time.
And that's why I think he did the Royal Series.
Well, that would make more sense, right?
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
He lives in, because he was talking that whole series about knowing Bobby Witt, talking, all that stuff.
Yes. All right.
Bobby Witt's
let's see here.
Bobby Witt's a good baseball player.
Yes. So, Sam, we have a little gap in the schedule here.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Are you anticipating the Luzardo trade? Are you just going to sit back, kind of see what happens? Because Bruce Levine reported the other day the Cubs were, quote, working hard on a deal with the Marlins. Nothing's happened yet. I do think it still could happen. But my theory is they're doing their due diligence not only on possible other trade candidates, but also Jack Flaherty and Walker Buehler. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't have any sort of anticipation feeling. The only thing I anticipate is that big moves are coming with pitching. I think we got one starter, two relievers, and some sort of bat left. So that's 4 moves if you break them down individually. And so, we got a long way to go. Before we jump into the next guest, I just want to say, for the people that don't know this, this is the 3rd year we've done this. It's just tremendously put together by you. It's not easy to do. It's so organized. It's really fun. And it just, I almost feel like, you could, do some producing on some of the, sports I watch these days, when I'm missing pitches and, some guy had a home run and we're still a commercial, things like that. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Wonderful stuff out of you and our listeners. And I don't have I felt like they were going to get Kyle Tucker. I was 99.9% sure Bellinger was going to get traded. Right now, I don't have a conviction feeling because the report, you just go off the reporting, and the reporting's been kind of weird lately and quieter. So I don't really have an instinct right now, just that I know big things are coming. And I'm excited.
Good. No, it's an exciting time. All right, let's get to Alex, who's already in the queue for us. Hey, Alex.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hi, Alex.
Hey, nice to see you. Alex submitted a video for our sound off back in October, a mini one that we did. So it's nice to be with you live.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on. Sorry, I jumped in a bit early. I heard you said there was a little gap. So
no,
it's good.
You're
get
good.
you out of here a couple minutes early if I can. But I appreciate you having me on. I would say I'm very pleasantly surprised at how surprised I am by what Jed ended up doing. It's a much different vibe than when I sent in the video. And honestly, I didn't know Jed had that in him. So couldn't be happier. Obviously, there's a lot more to go here, but I think we're setting up to have a very much more eventful 2025 than the last couple of years. So
how much do you?
I'm thinking.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was.
How much do you value, I always come on here and say all that matters is winning games, and it's true. But how much do you value just the extra excitement that Kyle Tucker is going to bring? So when the Cubs open in Japan, if you're up at 5 a.m. and he makes his first plate appearance, just that feeling, whether they win or lose that game, but what he brings to the table is just, it's an extra level, right?
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree anymore. I was thinking about that. I was talking to my friends, and I was like, the day they traded for him, everyone kind of knew it was coming at that point. When it was floated out a couple days before, I was like, I think they have a chance. They could probably put together the best package. The Astros clearly don't want to deal into the Yankees. But when it happened, I was like, this is probably the single best Cubs day since, I don't know, 18 or 19. And even that, though, that ended so poorly, it kind of gives you a sour taste. So
correct.
That's what I was thinking that. And I'm like, just to be able to experience him now for the entire year, at least, even if it doesn't work out, and I think it will. I think we'll win the division this year, but at least they tried and went down swinging and gave the fans something to be excited for. So for that, I'm thankful. I guess if it doesn't work, Jets fired regardless. So he really lose. So
if you aren't a big COVID season guy, meaning you don't value that season that much, you can make the case that was the Cubs dealing Kyle Tucker was the best days since maybe like the National Series.
I agree.
You in 2017, you can make the case. You can make the case. Now you could say, hey, they still won a division in 20 and 18. They won 95 games for sure, but you can make the case.
Yeah, I pretty much throw out 2020. I mean, it just wasn't. They won the division, made the playoffs. It was cool. If that was extrapolated over a full year, maybe it would have been fun. But it was so, I don't know, one off. But yeah, I want to show this off too. It's kind of cool little in the spirit. I don't know if you can really see, but
Chris
Creamer.
Bryant Christmas sweater.
So kind of cool. Probably one of my favorite Cubs.
Where did you get that?
I think I ordered it. This is probably I wore it to the World Series. I remember or during the World Series. So I think I ordered it that winter before. It might have been literally from like uglychristmassweaters.com or some like random site that had a bunch of sports Christmas sweaters. And yeah, so it was kind of cool. So
Alex, where are you calling from and how did you find our show?
Yeah, so I'm in good old Chicago right now. I live in Ukrainian Village. So I'm just over right here in the Wicker Park area. I think I just found you guys on Spotify. I don't know. I've seen Lockdown before.
Were you disappointed when you saw us on video?
No, not really. Okay. And I honestly, I enjoy you guys. I listen to as much Cubs content as I can, obviously. But I think the length's perfect. It's not like over the top. You don't have to cut out, an hour and a half your day.
Sure.
And yeah, you guys just make it fun, and I laugh. You say I laugh or two along the way. It is pretty true. So I enjoy that.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, I did have. If you got a couple minutes,
sure. Yeah, let's do it.
I want to circle back a little bit on this. Is touched on before the Bregman thing. I know you two seem pretty, not in support of it, but I want to toss out two avenues that I think could work, and just kind of want to get your feel on that. So
sure.
If you got a minute, but
yeah, 2 minutes.
So and I'm basing this off of Matt Chapman's deal. So he got 6 for 151. So that's just a rough estimate. I assume Bregman's gonna be around there. So I just said 25 mil a year, right? I don't know, 6 for 150. Maybe he'll get more than that. Not sure. Yeah. But with the new money, if you go Avenue 1 would be Bregman for 25, Luzardo for 6, so that puts you at 31.
Yep.
And then that Yates, right? It's certified closer, anywhere 8 to 10, 8 to 12, whatever.
Yep.
Then you're at that 41, 42, right? You have that buffer. You can make additions. That team on paper would. Loaded. I mean, yeah. If we don't win the division with that team, just send us to Nashville instead of the Sox. So
the Sox might.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at that point you don't worry about who's behind all those guys. Then
exactly.
It'd be pretty thin.
In my scenario, there you would play. I would have Shaw be your, for lack of a better term, your Zobrist. He's your super utility. You could probably find him 400 at bats playing. He spells in third, second. I've heard he can probably play corner outfield too. I don't know how legitimate that is, but so you can get him 400 at bats as your super utility, and you worry about the rest later.
So in that scenario, is Nico Horner still on the team?
Yeah,
correct. That's where that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 involves Nico, and I don't prefer that one as much. But again, Shaw will be your super utility. He can 3 to 5 times a week. He'll spell third, second, right, left.
I'm not against that.
Yeah.
So I'll be the Grinch here and just say this. First of all, I love the idea, and if they did it, I would not be angry. Here's what concerns me about Bregman. I just think it's very similar to Paredes.
The ballpark thing? Yeah.
The ballpark stuff. Yeah. Like, I haven't done as much homework as I probably should. I'll look at all the homers that he's hit. But anecdotally, it feels like he had so many that would leave Houston And what here? You know what? Let's just do a quick. We got 30 seconds. Give me 1 sec. Let me just look at his last year. I'm just curious his home road splits. I don't want to have a
everything's been
situation.
quiet, Alex, on the Bregman front. The Cubs probably are checking in with them.
I'm thinking that he was, and conversely, if you do nothing with another bat, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of days it comes out that they checked in with Burns too. Because I think if you don't go with that, you just get, you go all bullpen and another starter.
Right.
But Bregman, it's been pretty quiet. He had it was kind of like when the Yankees were forcing it out when they were trying to gain leverage for Belly. They're like,
right.
Let's go sign Bregman. And so again, I think 6 for 150. It certainly at minimum would raise the floor a lot, but probably push him over 90 wins. And then
you know what? His home road splits are really. I mean, I'd have to look into it a little more, but they're pretty negligible. I
hear what you mean. When I picture his homer, you think floating it out to left,
because it's just the Wrigley thing's real, and then the question would be last year, wasn't a great year but look, listen, if they did those three things, they'd be in a great situation. For sure.
I know he was down a little bit last year based on his career. I think he started really poorly, like the first couple months, and then kind of rebounded after that. So, and again, maybe you can get him a little bit cheaper or at market value instead of $30 million a year or whatever. But so that would be option one. Sorry, and I'll wrap this up. But option two would be the same thing. So Bregman for 25, Yates for 10 or whatever, and then you call the Mariners and you say, what would it take? Nico plus what would get us Kirby?
Yeah, I love George Kirby. Because
when you look at the Mariners, obviously, if Bregman's involved, Castillo's out. And they're not going to trade.
Right.
Sorry, I'm blanking on. There's Gilbert. They're not going to trade Gilbert.
Right.
So the three you have are Kirby. And my thought is probably one would be Kirby, 2A and 2B would be Miller or Wu. So it's like if Nico and Casey could get you Kirby and then Shaw slots in at second, with Bregman at third, and he's added your rotation, I would do that. I think if Nico and prospect could get you either Miller or Wu, that would still be pretty good.
George Kirby is my Wrigley Field dream.
It's a high cost with adding Casey, but like you said, Alex, worry about it later.
He had the last 2 years, he's thrown 190 plus innings.
Oh, and he walks like what, like 1%?
He doesn't walk anybody.
Like disgusting. Yeah,
he's a stud.
He's back built in a lab. Yeah. So I would prefer that to the first one. And again, then Shaw's just your everyday second baseman, and then he gets there.
They get George Kirby. I'll be really psyched.
No, it'd be amazing.
I don't think that's unrealistic. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Cap dropped that the
Miller
other day.
Or Wu.
He dropped Kirby's name the other day. I forget.
Any of those three. You basically ask them what would for each of the three, Nico plus what would get us.
Well, it would be irresponsible.
And they like Nico.
Exactly.
They want him.
It would be irresponsible for the Mariners to go into the year after having maybe one of the worst non-White Sox offenses in baseball, not improving that with one of their 6 incredible pitchers.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Ballesteros. Like I don't. The cost would be it would hurt, but I think with that lineup,
right. But it's a trade. It's gonna hurt.
Like that could be fun. So I hope they explore it. We'll see. I would not be surprised, if it comes out that they checked in on Bregman. But if they don't, I'm fine with any other. I know we've talked about all the different routes it could go. So
well, thanks a lot, Alex. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Happy holidays.
Great call. We'd love to talk to you soon.
Thank you, Alex.
Absolutely. Take it easy.
All right. See ya. Wow. Well, that gets me excited. Gets me dreaming.
Ooh, we got a lot of people. Wait.
We got another dreamer right here. This is Joey Glickman on Locked On Cubs Holiday Party.
What's
Hi,
up,
Joey?
man? What's up, guys? How we doing?
Joey.
Good.
Joey, are you wearing the hoodie and the hat, the Bears thing to troll me?
No. So my sister actually got it. My sister works for the team. So that's a bowl of fun. And she got me. She gets me a bunch of gear anyway.
It's a cool hoodie. It's a cool hoodie.
I don't wear this outside the house, so I just wear this. It's just like walking around the house.
It's a cool hoodie.
Stuff outside the house.
So it's just for around the house. That's how lowly the Bears are in your view. Go ahead.
No, so early in the year, I was wearing gear all around campus, and now I'm back home. I can't bring this out in public. I can't do it anymore.
Right.
They're really bad. Monday night was just.
Yeah.
I turned it off. I can't watch it anymore. I can't watch it.
So Joey, what are you feeling right now? What are you thinking?
I'm really liking the Tucker deal.
Who doesn't?
I mean, obviously. But no,
I can't. I don't understand people that don't like the Tucker deal.
Some people don't like.
Who doesn't like it?
I've seen a lot of people on.
That's a shame.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were saying they don't want to get.
No, I know what you're saying, Joey. I wanted to just go off a little bit.
Let him cook, man.
No, I like what you're putting out with the lineup and stuff, but I feel like this team needs one more addition. I feel like just one more solid hitter in the 4 or 5 hole. You can't rely on Swanson second hole again.
No.
Or Horner, yeah.
Or Bush in the 4 hole. You can't do that.
I agree with you.
Or Bush second. He batted second a lot last year.
He did.
Yeah. No, I would put Bush at second, Suzuki third, Tucker fourth, and then hopefully someone an impactful bat that we can rely on.
I really think. Look, I agree with what you're saying, and I wish we could do. I wish we could just have our owner go out and go over the tax and get somebody really good and be done with it. But I really think that for this team to get to the level that they could, either PCA, Matt Shaw, or both just has to take a huge leap, because that lineup that Matt puts out there looks really different. If Matt Shaw has an OPS of 830 and he's batting in the 2 hole, or PCA is an OPS 760, he's stealing
those
40
are the two
bases.
guys. PCA, I would
if PCA leads off? What if you do something like
what if he hits second?
PCA, say Tucker, and then you bump everybody one, Hap or something like that.
Right.
Like it changes everything. So I think if one of those two guys could take that step forward and go from being, well, he's a young player up and down to, hey, that guy is really good, then everything will take care of itself.
It's just a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions out there, and obviously Tucker's not a question. You know what you're going to get out of Ian.
Yeah.
You kind of know what you're going to get out of Suzuki. He has his bumps in the road. And,
agree.
But I feel like they just need that solid 5 hitter that you can rely on. I don't know if that's a Yohan Moncada.
Oh yeah, no. I mentioned him, but maybe the 5 hole would be a little bit presumptuous.
Justin Turner would be a great pickup.
He'd be a great pickup.
Great pickup. He plays all over the diamond. Not really sure about third base anymore.
No, yeah, you're right. No, your instinct is right there. He doesn't play there anymore.
Justin Turner
first base
would be excellent for this team.
And he'd be
first
cheap.
Base, DH.
Yeah, you give him
second in a pinch.
Yeah, you give him 2 years with an out. Like
I think I just said Justin Tucker. I meant Justin Turner.
Yeah. Great idea.
Can I just make one more positive statement? I think too that Dansby Swanson is going to be better than he was last year. Like, I'm fairly certain of it. And I think if Nico's back, he's going to be better. And we know Amaya is going to be better because for like the first 2 months of the season, I mean, he can't, you know what I mean? That was like almost impossible. So when you add those things together, that makes it a little bit better than the way it looks. Just wanted to say that publicly.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, he usually gets off to good starts, Swanson, over the past. And last year,
that's true.
2 years ago.
I think Dansby Swanson, and I think I'm one of his biggest critics in this space. I think he's gonna have a really good season. I'm pretty confident.
Remember, we're gonna get some news. Those are really the 2 guys that I will be looking forward to hearing news about, either at the convention or when they get to Sloan in February. Like, hey, are these dudes ready for the Japan series? Are they going to be ready for March 27th? I think Swanson should be, but Horner might miss those first 10 games or so. We'll see.
Right.
I haven't heard Nico being out to start the year. I haven't heard anything. I mean, he obviously got surgery on his wrist, but has it been floated around that he's not going to be good to go by March?
Yeah, it's been floated.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do have one question. I mean,
all right,
Matt, you can answer it. Sam, you can answer it. It's more Sam.
Thanks for letting me answer my own show.
It's actually more Sam's ballpark. Matt, are you that big of a Bears? Like, you're a big Bears fan, aren't you?
I wish I could say I was a bigger Bears fan. I've stopped. I've kind of stopped following them.
Why do you wish?
If I'm wrong, Sam's a bigger Bears fan than you.
He is. No, he is.
Yeah.
Why do you wish that, Matt?
You know what? I don't.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joey. Who do you think the Bears are going to hire?
Yeah, great question.
Vrabel.
I don't.
That's who I want.
I want Vrabel, but I don't think they're going to hire him. I think it's going to be either. I just don't.
Not Cliff Kingsbury.
I think it's gonna be Ben Johnson if he wants to come here, and if it's not, I think it'll be the Brady. What's the Bills OC's
Joe
name?
Brady. Wow.
Joe Brady, one of those two guys. I think they're gonna just go with a play caller to help Caleb. Would be my guess.
Or they'll
I would love Vrabel. That's the guy I want, but he might have too big of a personality for Mr. McCaskey.
Or they'll pull a fast one. They'll hire, the tight ends coach from Carolina or something.
Yeah.
They'll hire someone we'll never heard of. We never heard of.
Well, I think it's always hit my thing. I think it's safe to say after the last 2 games, they're not going to hire Thomas Brown.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Joey, this was a great call. Thank you again.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Again. Happy.
I like
holidays.
Joey.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. We'll talk to you. I'll talk to you guys on X.
Yeah. Thanks,
All right.
Joey.
Sounds good.
You can just tell when a guy's like a good kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. All right, let's get over to Spencer. Hey, Spencer, thanks for being on.
Hi, Spencer.
How are you guys?
We're doing
good.
great. How are you?
I did want to point out something that I have Cubs merch to my left here, and I got nice Packers flag to my right.
Crossing
I
streams.
mean, obviously, you are opposed to being a Bears fan, but I'm sure there's nothing more that hates you than watching the Packers beat the Bears. So.
Honestly, Spencer, if I'm being genuinely honest with you, it doesn't even bother me anymore.
Probably because you're used to it, right?
Yeah, used to it and just embarrassed.
Well, I am very happy. I've been a probably Cubs fan for give or take 10 years now, and very happy with what's going on. I mean, I've never really been that involved with them until the last couple of years. Obviously, was very happy when they won in 2016, but I've gotten more involved with them, and I think the vibes are as high as they have been in the last couple of years.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you have friends that are Packer fans?
I had a teacher who was a Packers fan, but nobody that are friends of mine.
Well, because it's interesting you say that you've taken on the Cubs late, which is a really cool thing because, most people lately it hasn't been great. And then you're a Packer fan. So in my head, I'm thinking on one side of the rivalry, you're dominating the Bears. And on the other side of the rivalry, since about 2018, the Brewers have dominated the Cubs. But it sounds like maybe you don't have strong Wisconsin connections and it's just the Packers.
Yeah, I wish. I mean, you might know Tom Grassi. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but great YouTube guy. He runs a nice podcast for the Packers.
Okay.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Cool.
I was wondering what your thoughts on our Patrick Wisdom's carrying up in Korea over there. What were your? You see, he had a walk-off home run.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he absolutely pimped one out the left side.
I didn't even know they were playing baseball yet.
Well, I think that was in the Winter League, but he did sign with the KBO team for the spring.
Got it. Okay.
He's ready to play some ball out there.
I would expect Patrick Wisdom to do really well there. I mean, he's when he knows what pitch is coming, or like if he just goes down like a half level, man, he could rake. It's the big league pitching, the high fastballs, those type of things that give him a lot of problems. Sorry, Matt, I'm talking. You answer a question.
Yeah, Wisdom.
Well, no, I just felt like I just took that answer from you.
What answer?
I'm gonna get my cheese head since we have a Packer guy.
Oh my gosh.
I have a cheese head.
There you go.
Hey, Spencer, thanks for checking in with us. Really appreciate you.
Hey, no problem, guys. Happy holidays.
Hey, happy holidays. Go Pack-O, Spencer.
Right. All right, I do have a little bit of news here. This Bruce Levine was on 670 The Score this hour.
Oh boy. Let me guess. Can I guess? Can I guess what he reported?
Yeah.
Is it about the Marlins?
Yep.
Something either with Lazardo's medical or them wanting Casey and the Cubs not budging. One of those two.
I'm going to listen to it after we get off our own show, but Bruce Levine just said on The Score that the deal's not happening. The deal appears not to be happening. So,
did he give a reason?
He alluded to medicals. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
all right. Well,
but
it's not the end of the
there's
world.
other options on the table.
That's interesting. I mean,
and there's other options with more certainty. I'd like the Luzardo upside, but you can still add someone that really improves your rotation a lot.
I would guess it's medicals, or they wanted Casey in the deal, and the Cubs aren't going to do it.
It sounds like it was medicals, but we'll double check.
And I just, why can't we just go out if explore the trade market or get a free agent? There's still plenty of good free agent starters.
I agree. I think they will. All right. Mitch sent in a video to that mini sound off a couple months ago, and now he's with us live. Hey, Mitch.
What is up, gentlemen? How are we doing this evening?
Good. How are you doing?
How are you doing, Mitch?
I'll be so honest with you. I'm literally shaking right now. I'm so pumped that I'm talking to you right now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You guys have been the soundtrack of my morning commute to school for the last 2 years. I have not missed an episode, and I am so I can't even put it into words. I'm so excited to talk to you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, it's very cool.
Very kind of you, and we appreciate it.
I'm happy to be here. I see a couple of my friends that are in the chat. I've been talking this up for the last week.
Nice.
I told all my students about it. I don't know if I said it in the sound off video, but I'm a teacher as well, and I announced it to all my kids, and I'm sure a couple of them are probably going to be hopping in the chat too. I have one Cubs fan in the whole school, so we hang out quite often.
Is this in the Chicagoland? You don't have to say the school, but are you in the area?
No, so if Sam will remember, maybe he had a little comment. I am out in Lawrence, Kansas nowadays.
That's right. That's right.
Did I make a football or basketball joke? Which one?
I said rock chalk, and you were like, "Oh, we beat you." I don't even go to KU. I just let on.
Yeah.
Is that how I sound, Mitch?
No, actually, you do this funny thing, Sam. Like that student that's the other Cubs fan.
I'm kidding.
She also watches the show, and we both have noticed this thing that you do, Sam. Actually, when you start getting hyped up, you start getting closer to the mic and talking faster, and then you can't pull away.
Yep. I get very into it. It's true.
Yeah. And we appreciate it. We like it.
I should work on that.
It hypes me up in the morning. It gets me ready to deal with fifth graders at 8 a.m.
I gotta tell you, I give you a lot of credit. Listen,
fifth grade. Dang.
Picturing me listening to myself in the morning as I'm trying to grow into the day is not something I would want to do. So thank you for your kind words.
Oh, it gets me ready. It really does. And it's fifth grade through 12th grade, so I get the whole spectrum throughout the day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Wait, so fifth grade. 12th grade's high school, senior, isn't it?
Yep. Start the day tying shoes, end the day filling out scholarship applications.
That is really a wide scope.
That's a wide range right there.
It is. It's fun though. It's, I'm sure Matt, you can probably agree with me. Some days I come home and I want to scream and put my head through a wall, and other days I'm just so excited to be doing what I'm doing. It's one of the best jobs in the world. All the ups and downs.
That's awesome.
Any hot takes or questions for us?
So obviously I'm out in Royals country. And so I've been hearing a lot of Royals fans kind of talking around, giving me all kinds of trouble, talking about the Cubs record and everything. But, I'm really excited about the Kyle Tucker trade. I was just hopping in here when we were talking about Justin Turner, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exciting. He's getting a little bit elderly for my taste, but I still would love to.
But he's only going to play about 90 games.
Right. That's true. I think my biggest visceral reaction of the offseason was seeing Mike Tauchman get traded away.
Me too.
Hate it.
Me too.
Love that guy. Summer of Mike. Always remember. But slowly but surely, I'm going to have to start changing out my closet. A lot of jerseys I can't wear anymore, which is a good thing because we're doing stuff, but
When they traded or when they non-tendered Tauchman, I think if I remember correctly, it was a Friday night, and I had just gotten home, and I left Matt a long audio message, and I was not happy.
Yeah, it's sad times, but good times. I think good things are on the horizon for us.
Me too.
I was just catching up on some light reading over
nice.
Just kind of reminiscing, seeing what I can remember from the past, and hopefully that
my birthday.
That's the best birthday gift of all.
It's the best anything that's ever happened to me in life.
I think last year my birthday was opening day. I think around there, somewhere around there. I don't know, but I don't have very much to say. You guys are awesome.
Oh, this was great.
No, you have plenty. It was beautiful.
That was awesome, Mitch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thanks for having us on. Keep doing a great job, folks.
Thank you, Mitch. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay. Neck's a bit sore. Took me a little too long to figure out what 12th grade was, huh, Matt?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess maybe slow to make that connect. Sure. All right, let's go over to Andrew. What's up, Andrew? Very festive.
Hey, Andrew.
Matt, Sam, Merry Christmas from sunny North Dakota here.
You as well.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
North Dakota.
Look at you guys. Rick Sutcliffe on the show today.
Yeah. It was really cool.
Via Tim.
Yeah, via Tim.
Well,
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, for a Cubs fan of my generation, that is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean, my very first game at Wrigley Field, I grew up in Montana, long ways away. My parents take me when I'm 8, and Rick Sutcliffe is the pitcher. The first game I'm there, watched him warm up, the old school dugouts right by the field. It felt like you were 15 feet away from him watching him warm up. Unbelievable memory. And so to see you guys have him on here, pretty awesome. So big fan of the show.
Thank
you. A little out of my comfort zone coming on.
No
my
worries.
family's gonna tease me relentlessly.
Well, so far, you're knocking it out of the park.
Are
Well,
they
I'll tell you
watching
what.
right now?
Yeah, I'm sure they're listening from around the corner, and they'll
Hey.
torture me about it later.
Got it.
Hey, Andrew, so far you're knocking it out of the park. Unlike Nick Madrigal.
Hey, so the real reason I wanted to log on is, Sam, I kind of wanted to congratulate you. I've listened to every show you guys have ever had. And for
Since
me
July of
personally,
2022, really?
yeah, so I actually, I have always searched for Cubs news, was trying to get into podcasts before you guys were there, and I had listened to the previous Locked On podcast.
Got it.
And of course, it went away for a while. I was trying to listen to others, but then I was still subscribed when you guys popped on. And so I've heard every episode from the beginning, rarely live,
Sure.
but listening all the time. And you guys are fantastic.
Thank
you. But, Sam, you had a solo episode, and it was maybe 6 weeks, 2 months ago, where for me personally, one man's opinion, you really turned a corner, where you moved away from the, let's not buy tickets and go to Wrigley Field because the product's not good. Let's not buy jerseys. Let's not do this. And what you're doing is walking a fine line, because on the flip side of the coin, I think one of the things that I've always really appreciated about this podcast is the honesty, the attempt to show accountability when things aren't being run well or when mistakes are made. And yet, you've heard others today bring it up. Tim brought up, right? He's going to watch, he's going to listen no matter what. Early in the show today, you had the gentleman whose father had passed, right?
Right.
And talking about how you and the connection to the Cubs brings him back to that. And that solo episode you had maybe a couple months ago, really resolved what my one and only complaint in a fantastic podcast is that that disconnect, because I grew up, you guys kind of grew up, you bring up all the time, you grew up watching the Sosa Cubs, right?
Sure.
Right. I grew up, the teams, Sandberg, Dawson, Grace, Sutcliffe, Maddox, always felt like they should be so good and never were, right? And it never mattered because the Cubs just transcend that. When I was a kid, the favorite pictures my parents would break out of the photo album were me as a little baby being held by my dad in a rocking chair. I'm decked out in Cubs baby stuff. He's got the Cubs hat on, right?
Right.
And then in this house now, we've got a 17-year-old, we've got an 8-year-old, we've got a 6-year-old. I've gotten to take them to their first Cubs games.
Come on.
Well, you guys can do the math. All right. The 8-year-old's in the middle. 2024 minus 8. You know what year it was?
Oh, man.
So for me to be full circle on an early November day,
right.
Holding a 5-month-old in my arms, watching the ball go across the infield to Rizzo and just break down in tears,
Yeah.
So
it's so hard.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. It's a great story. It's so hard to tell people how to fan when you have this type of tradition, it's more than just being a fan. You know what I mean? So
it is. And
I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
And the perspectives are different, right? You're in Chicago. Your perspective is different because of opportunity. Out here where I live, you got to move mountains to get to Wrigley Field and experience, and experience that.
Yeah.
And so always amazing whenever it gets to happen. But speaking of moving mountains, I'll end you guys with this story because I can take my Cubs connections back multiple generations. And I think you'll like this one.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. So my grandma's brother. So this would be my great uncle, if you want to start guessing decades.
Yeah.
All right. He worked for a small town newspaper out in Montana, and the World Series was going to be in Chicago. So he and the sports editor approached the editor of the paper, and they're like, hey, small town paper, let us go to Chicago and we'll write these columns about, what the World Series is like from the viewpoint of a small town Montanan. And of course, the guy just laughs at him, right? He's like, you guys are ridiculous. Go do whatever you want, but the paper's not paying a cent. So my great uncle, who was one of the favorite relatives I would ever visit in my life, always loved hanging out with him and talking baseball. He and this guy hide out on a cattle train because they couldn't afford it. They ride a cattle train from Montana out to Chicago. They buy tickets to the World Series from a scalper.
I might know where this is going. Go ahead.
And he is in attendance game 3 of the 1932 World Series.
Called shot.
And sees Babe Ruth pointing college shot.
That's where it was going.
What?
Because the decade, I was just doing the math in my head. I felt it was like, no, it can't be 45. It's got to be before that. And so that is crazy. Wait,
unbelievable.
So did he confirm that happened for you?
He always said that he pointed. That was always his story. His belief was that he pointed
towards center field.
Yep. And you could the power of the history.
Crazy.
I mean, I'm not kidding you guys. We would go visit him and we'd sit around and we'd talk baseball, and he'd get the dusty old shoebox off the top shelf of his closet and bring it out, and he still had the program the whole time. Kept scoring the program. Ruth and Gehrig went back to back with those home runs, and he's got it all filled in on the scorecard in the program and sit there and hear it. So the Cubs connections go way back. And as so many of your listeners have brought up, it becomes a family, and not just your family, but a larger family. And so
that's
amazing.
Probably the
Thanks,
most insane story we've had on here.
Yeah.
So did he think he was pointing at center field or like at the pitcher, like, hey, what are you doing?
No, he thought he called a shot.
He thought he called a shot.
And that'll forever be debated, but
yeah,
he always said he was halfway up the stadium on the first base line. He said he was halfway between home plate and first base, halfway up the stadium, and his contention was always that he called it.
That is crazy.
That's incredible, Andrew. Thank you for sharing that. And thanks.
Well, I'm always listening
for so long.
Yeah, thank you guys for the opportunity to be on. Great to finally have a voice in it, and always listening. Merry Christmas to you guys.
Welcome
Merry
back
Christmas,
anytime.
Andrew.
Anytime.
Thank you. Bye.
For those in the chat, we know that the Luzardo deal has been reported dead.
And that's okay, by the way.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Be all right.
What do you think about Walker Buehler, Sam, real quick?
I got to do some homework. I know he had a resurgence in the postseason and a really tough year. He wouldn't be a guy I would feel super confident slotting between Steele and Imanaga.
Yeah.
But he's also, he also would make the team better. Like I like him better than Assad.
Yeah, I think that's an option, especially if it's for a year.
I still think there's got to be some smoke with the Mariners stuff.
I think so. Yeah, especially if they're willing to trade Horner, which seemed less likely. Ken Rosenthal even called it a long shot, but it's up to Jed Hoyer.
How about that story?
All right, that was amazing. All right, help us with your name. This is
Nadu.
Nadu.
Yeah. I want to give y'all a shout out, give you your flowers. I mean, you've been on for almost 2 hours. Not for
Thanks
y'all
for waiting, by the way.
Of course. The fact that you've done this for us means a lot. There's a lot of things I can appreciate about y'all. Sam, your mannerisms are amazing. I always did you know what I mean? My wife, and she loved that. And your Paul Skeens is hilarious. You got to bring that back every time they play.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll probably face him 8 times. They do.
And Matt, your dry humor, especially when you're trying to share a joke and Sam does not buy it. That awkward silence is amazing. All right, so that's it for Locked On Cubs. My favorite transition. I wanted to share a couple of things and ask y'all a couple of questions. So, keeping Nico, I am 50-50 on that. I think adding Tucker and obviously PCA getting a full season of play really gives me something that I've wanted the Cubs to have for a long time. I think the first time since the 2002 Angels, which is having guys that can steal at the top and the bottom. You got Hap, who can steal at least maybe 15 bases, hopefully, if he's healthy. Tucker, if he's healthy, maybe 20 to 30. PCA, 35 plus. And then Nico, obviously, has just been phenomenal on the bases. I do think he took a step backwards at second this year. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was the injury. I'm not sure. But I think if him and Swanson can really just connect at the plate like we know they can. Someone brought up the other day $177 million or something in the bottom of the lineup. I would prefer Swanson to hit 7 or 8, I think, in a good lineup. But the fact that he is getting paid that much, I think that is a bad sign, obviously. And then the plenty of lefties concerned that, fans are having, especially now. Jesus not being an option. I thank you guys for breaking that. I didn't know that until watching the show. I don't think it would be an issue if a lot of hitters that are good in the league are lefties, because it could give the opposing manager the option of platoon and help the Cubs, I think, with I'm not sure, but I'm trying to view it in that way.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Bogaerts being an option at third? I was a big fan of him. Obviously, he's really dropped the last couple of years, but I know that they had him on the trade market.
Well, a couple things. I agree with you on Nico. I'm 50-50. And if you remember, he had a home run in a certain somebody's debut last year by the name of Paul Skeens. I'm 50-50 on Nico. The lefties thing doesn't bother me at all. I think it's the other way around. I think if you have too many lefty bats, that scares me a little bit, just because it becomes really easy to game plan around. But like you said, man, like if you're going up against the Dodgers in the playoffs and you have a bunch of lefty starters against Ohtani and Freddie, like, cool. That works. Like, fine. If Tommy Edman's going to beat me from the right side, I'd rather that than the lefty. Bogaerts, I would just, without looking at it, it would just be, I think he costs a lot.
And that's what I meant to add. If the Padres agreed to eat up most of the contract,
there would have
that's
to be
the only way.
Yeah, there would have to be. So, I mean, if they could get him at third and pay him like, 12.
Yeah, I'm
15,
looking at some stuff with him now.
12, 15 million. But what does he make in a year? Like 30, 25, something
25
like that.
through 2032?
Yeah, it'd be tough.
2033.
Yeah, that would be tough.
And he would really, last year he didn't play any games at third. He really hasn't played third in about 10 years.
Yeah, probably no on Bogaerts, but I mean that's the type of guy though. A lesser.
It's an interesting name.
A veteran that has had some success, that could play third, that gets to just kind of hang out and not have to do much, I think would really help. But I just don't think he's gonna. He costs a lot of money. Remember that was Dansby, Bogaerts, Turner. That was the three, man. That was our
Correa.
Correa. Oh, Correa. That's right.
Bogaerts is the one I wanted, and I did mean to preface it with the money contract being taken care of. My bad. I don't think we give enough emphasis on you guys really. With Sam, you mentioned all season the Cubs are just missing a superstar.
Yeah,
you talk a lot about the margins, but the superstar thing that has made the Cubs, in my opinion, so boring.
It's been a boring club. It's been a boring club.
So, I don't think we put enough emphasis and credit for you, Matt. Sam did an incredible job when he broke the news and crediting you with the idea. And I got to ask you, Matt, you have this crystal ball now. Who, if not considering names we've heard, who would be your perfect right-handed power bat to complement Michael Tucker, regardless of if he's available or not? Because you can possibly make it happen with your prediction again. None of us thought Michael Tucker was an option until you said it.
Well, you gave me an idea by mentioning Bogarts. I'm over here looking up stuff on Carlos Correa. Who never actually moved to third because he never actually signed with the Mets.
Right.
But he was going to play there before he went back to the Twins. The Twins have a disaster of a financial situation right now because of their TV deal, although sounds like they may get bought up by the Suns owner.
Matt
Yeah, I mean, I was sold earlier in the show on Bregman from Alex. Is Jed working quietly on something like that? I mean, my instinct is that they're not going to make that high level of a commitment because they really do want to pay Kyle Tucker. And I know it would still be surprising that they actually signed him. And trust me, I'm going to enjoy all year with him in a Cubs uniform. But shoot, Alex Bregman at third, especially being Tucker's teammate with the Astros all those years. They came up together through the minors. They won a World Series together. If you got him in the room, and if the Chapman deal is a comp, wow, that's not a bad deal. 6 for $150 is not. It does not hamstring you by any means. So, I'd like to hear more about that. I don't think they're going to make a free agent commitment to a hitter. I think it would have to be via trade. And I really think Jed is open to a lot of trade ideas. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Mariners, as much as they like Horner, okay, do you guys want Nico Horner? Then the Cubs are going to put together a deal to get one of those pitchers. And then they do something for third. And they do, and could they trade for bullpen, by the way? We haven't heard that at all. Do they just come out of nowhere and get a Clase or somebody like that?
I'm going to raise you one. I'm going to pull a Matt Cozy here.
Yeah.
In a dream world, if they were to sign Pete Alonso, imagine if they did ever end up getting Rafael Devers. Because he's the only power bat right now I can think of. So if only you, Matt, put that out in the air, it actually could happen considering the Tucker deal.
For
but
Alonso?
I do want to say, huh?
Oh, for a Devers comp for Tucker?
No. I'm saying you mentioned the Tucker prediction.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you were to say the Cubs may get Rafael Devers in a year or two from now, I would be a big fan of that. Wow. It's so out there that it's probably not possible, but so was the Tucker deal. Gleyber Torres, he's the only power hitter I can think of. I don't think it would be good to reunite with him, but he's the only power bat I can think of that potentially.
Alonso. He's a free agent.
But if I have to choose between Alonso and Tucker to get that big 9-figure contract, I'm picking Tucker.
Yeah, I don't think Alonso will probably get something along the lines.
Alonso doesn't project well, and the Cubs love Michael Busch.
Like Bregman, maybe.
Last thing I got to say, you guys are incredible. Broadcasting was my major in undergrad from Matt's favorite college, Nebraska. And then I added my current job now, my current career to sports psychology. And you guys just do a phenomenal job. Kudos to you. Keep it going.
Thank you.
You guys are the reason. You guys are what I listen to when I work out in the gym every morning. If it's not music, it's always you guys first or right before I go to bed. So keep up the entertainment too. If you guys were ever to show up on TV or Marquee Network, you definitely have a fan that would continue on there too.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
That was awesome. Thank you very much. Hope to talk to you again.
Great appearance.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye-bye. Wow. Well, we have the best listeners. And to close this out on the Locked On Cubs holiday party, another Andrew. This is Andrew. Where are you calling from?
Like Glenview area around there. So,
Andrew, you look familiar.
Wait, we met you.
Yeah, at Almost Home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're wait, hold on. Your mom is your mom a teacher? Was a teacher?
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. I remember.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for being on.
Thanks for being on.
So originally I wanted to come on here and talk about some targets for the Cubs in free agency,
Please.
like Yoel Moncada, AJ Minter, Jeff Hoffman. But a tweet I saw
Those are all realistic, by the way.
Really realistic names.
Earlier today, I saw this tweet, and it was like a preview of the Zips projections.
Yeah, those come out tomorrow. Yeah.
And there was a projection of like a preview by I don't know some guy. I don't know if you saw this chart.
Yep,
it comes out tomorrow on Fangraphs.
Yeah.
Yep,
we saw.
So I was a little, interested here. As Swanson at 4.9 WAR, it's pretty good. He had like 6.6 FWAR in 2022. His last year as a Brave.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if he could have one of those seasons. But what really struck me is that PCA has a 4.0 WAR.
Yeah,
huge.
Struck me too.
7 WAR. PCA is better than HAP. Sorry, I was channel miner Sam there, but they have PCA batting 249, 302 OBP, 412 slug, 97 OPS plus, so 31 stolen bases. So pretty
modest.
Average.
Modest.
Yeah.
Right.
But his defense is insane. Now the starters for the WAR weren't insane. They'd Imanaga at 3.1, Steele at 3.3, Tyone at 1.6, and that's not great.
Yeah,
low. I looked at his projections. The WAR was the ERA was like 4.50. Not great.
Correct. Assad's 4.6.
Yeah, Assad got super lucky the entire season, I feel like.
Yep.
But
I think
the position player projection is incredibly exciting.
The position player projection is incredibly exciting, and so much of Dansby and PCA's projection comes from their defense at primary positions. And I think PCA is gonna have a better offensive season than that. First of all, 31 stolen bases is a low projection.
It sounds low, especially given the base running infrastructure they
and him playing 155 games, knock on wood. I think what was Tucker like 4 or 5?
Yeah, it was. They had Tucker at 4.5, Suzuki at 3.5.
I think Suzuki's fair because he's not going to be playing the field. So if he's 35 DH only, that's a pretty crazy number, a good number. Yeah, no, I thought all of them were good, and I even think they could be a little bit better because I'm telling you, man, if PCA, I'm not a huge WAR guy, as you guys know. I've done 80 solo shows about it, so I don't have to do it again. But because it's so high on the defense and primary positions, if this guy hits 265, 270 with an OPS of 735, he'll be a 6 WAR player. Yeah, that's how good he is on defense. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, great points.
I'm excited for that full write-up tomorrow. I am. Thanks for putting that on our radar, Andrew. Appreciate
any other comments, questions?
What else?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that was really it.
Okay.
Well, tell your parents we say hi. I remember talking.
Parents
to them
are very generous.
Yeah, they're very nice, very generous to us.
Thank you. Thanks.
Man, enjoy the season. It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, thanks for everything. Love the show. We watch it every day.
Did you ever shoot me? Did you ever DM me after almost home?
Yeah. Subtle
did you?
brag. We did have 4,000 hours in Lockdown Cubs this year.
Wow.
So pretty solid.
Wow.
But
thank you, man.
Or 4,000 minutes. But yeah. So
probably felt like 4,000 hours listening to me. So.
Yeah. No, that would be torture. Sorry, no offense, anyone.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you so much, guys.
Right.
Bye, Andrew.
Well, that's the holiday party, Sam.
Wow, what a night. I'll tell you, I wish the workday would go by as fast. I mean, 2 hours, it feels like we've been here for 40 minutes.
I know. I'm sad to see it end. I am.
Me too. I might.
I won't go to sleep for another 3 hours, probably.
So you're wired?
Wired.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have any caffeine before this, did you?
I did, about 4. That was a mistake.
Oh, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem.
I don't do that much anymore.
Man, somebody had such a funny comment on one of our shows the other day when I was doing my bit when you're drinking the coffee, and obviously they hadn't watched a ton of the show. And I'm like,
I knew that was going to get you.
Yeah, the guy goes, or girl, I don't know who it was, man, Sam, really overreacted. Let Matt drink some coffee. Man. All right, so next week, Cubs convention announcement. We're probably going to have a deal to talk about.
The next 2 weeks, because of the holiday in the middle, we're going to publish Sunday, Monday, Friday. And we're just going to keep tabs on everything. Maybe go over those projections, the FanDuel over-under. I think we're going to get a new FanGraphs win projection from them as well. It's pushing 90 dubs. So it's, a lot of good stuff right now. The Luzardo deal is dead, according to Bruce Levine tonight. But I think the Cubs are still very active in the free agent and trade market for a starter. Remember, they're trying to get one more guy that has high upside. Missing out on someone like Luzardo, who is only due 6 M's the next 2 seasons or so, would have been nice, but he does have a very long injury history. We'll see what the Cubs do with this 40 to 50 M's that they have.
And we'll do a little FanDuel over-under stuff next week, too.
Yeah. No, I just said that a minute ago.
Oh, did you?
It's a bad take.
We've been
all right. That's going to do it for us.
Well, next week we'll cover the over-under. No, it was awesome, man. What amazing listeners.
Amazing. We have the best audience in podcasting.
For sure. And it's no coincidence. Cubs have the best fans. Now, if we could just get the owner to spend some money and
mix it all together.
Win a division, win a title. Remember, folks, it's just about winning baseball games.
He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Go Cubs.
See ya.